Hello, everyone. This is Grace with Grace on a Journey Channelings. Welcome to the newcomer, and to those of you returning, welcome back. You are valued and very much appreciated. Now, for today's next episode, I will be discussing a title that is very urgent and educational, because although I like to make the reference, those who know, there are those who don't know, and that need to be awakened to their surroundings and the days that we are living in, and why it is necessary to guard yourselves and your families. So today's title is going to be The Third World War is a Spiritual War. Now, if you haven't noticed, it's already begun. There is a spiritual war going on between the light and the dark. And the reason why, those of you who are scratching your heads and asking, why all this drama? Why are people saying they are being gang-stalked? Why are these people that are gang-stalking doing it? Why are they targeting people? Let me explain something to you. Those who are on the side of the lower vibration, right? They are very strategic and at times have an advance in planning, because of the fact that a lot of them were raised in a setting that taught them certain occult knowledge and gave them foresight through divination. So in that way, they were able to see things ahead of time. Meanwhile, those of us that are for the light, majority of us was raised under a certain doctrine. Okay? And our focus was on one book in particular. Meanwhile, there was information that was being hidden. And in these doctrines, in the beginning, it starts with an understanding through symbolizing the need to fear knowledge, which then enforces that type of closed-minded mindset on that population. They then demonize everything in relation to divination. And any that came with foresight, they then claimed that you were possessed, that you were evil, and so forth. When even in that holy book, there were prophets. Even in that holy book, there were healers. Even in that holy book, those that had the gifts of foresight was requested by kings, by armies, to gain insight in order for preparation, because the knowledge they had was from God. And with that knowledge, they was able to plan in a way that they can win. God doesn't speak to us to make us lose. He speaks to us to make us win. But due to ignorance, people are afraid of change. They're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid, oh my goodness, suppose I am introduced to something that is true, that I didn't know. How will I adapt to it? How can I accept it? It's already ingrained in me to fear knowledge that does not come from this one and only holy book. Meanwhile, with that one resource of knowledge, generation after generation, we are repeating the same familial curses, generation after generation after generation. My question to you today, with the intelligence you believe you have, who put God on time out? Who told you that he shut up? Who told you that he cannot communicate? Who told you that he is not pleased with giving information to his children to save their lives? The gifts that I have were not bought like some of you. In fact, I have never engaged in any interaction with someone of a dark vibration in relation to spiritual practitioner. This is something I have never experienced. In fact, as much as they stigmatize my people, who I've descended from, the family I come from, I have never witnessed one member, not even one, confirmation, not even one member of my family has ever interacted or gone to any witch doctor, voodoo priest, anything of that sort. Never. And this is why I am who I am. I remember my grandmother, before she passed, she told me, there are some doors you don't open because if you open them, you can't close them. That's all she had to tell me, to teach me. Never engage in certain things that are demonic in nature, because it pulls you in. And once you sell your soul, you can't take it back. I am not from the walk of going to church on Sunday morning and then dancing and twerking in front of false gods and demons and entities for favors. I respect every culture because I am from a culture that is rich in knowledge. And although a lot of the knowledge was hidden from me because of the fact that I was raised under a certain doctrine, in my spiritual warfare, faced with saving my life, I was guided to learn from many books, from many stories, from many experiences, the roots of my eldest ancestors. What empowerment they had and how it assisted them. Confirmation. And with the gift of discernment, God and his angels has awakened me in the path of freedom, reclaiming my life from the oppressors that I faced. Most recently, the Farragut bloodline of Jamaica. If it wasn't for the knowledge that I acquired, I would not learn how to defend myself, how to protect myself, how to pray, how to send back to sender, how to not accept a curse, not accept a hex, not accept your Jamaican obia, not to accept the Haitian voodoo that you paid for, not to accept the hoodoo from the Louisiana hoodoo that you paid for, not to accept the Santeria that you paid for. Farragut bloodline. Unmask yourselves. God sees you. And although you have fulfilled your mission in disturbing my life in order to get me off track from doing what this world energetically needs, which is a raise in vibration, you will also face the consequences of interfering with the plans and the works and the life that God is affording his children through communication amplified. I will not be silenced. Neither will any other of the light workers who were called to be a voice. Now, when I called and shared on Facebook in 2020 and stated that trumpet you're waiting for, the sound of the trumpet you're waiting for already happened. You're late. We are living in the days of revelation. Presently, look around. Understand. The shift has occurred. This is a new world. Now, if you choose to remain in that matrix mindset, that is your free will. But those of us that are already assigned and already are on our posts will not be silenced. Neither will we be stopped. I'm hearing we can't be stopped. Imagine I'm just one person in your sight, correct? How is it? Because I want it to make sense today for me. And I want you to use at least one brain cell today in gratitude for a brain. How is it I have endured 6 years of your attacks? In fact, you had a head start because you were able to practice divination work and gain insight of my fortune. So you know, don't play because you know what God has called me to do. And you played this entire community stating that I was a witch, that not only that I was a dark witch, that I was demonic, that I was rooted in low vibration and darkness because I have descended from a Haitian bloodline. Prejudice. That's number one. That's number one. Number two is hypocrisy. That's number two. That's number two, because you are still paying Haitian. Haitien is what they call it. Confirmation. Haitien. In my native tongue. To conduct voodoo on me and my household and family and friends and life and plans and everything. Yet you dog us out. Correct? This needs to be international because your prejudice is international. In my presence, Kentish Farragon, you have downgraded African people in ways I will not repeat. You are a colorist. You don't like your kind. In fact, you sell your kind out. And it has been revealed to me, this is why your behind is on your own. You have no ancestral coverage. You sold yourself out. There's not one nationality that you don't downgrade, you ridicule. And that lifestyle that you live in my presence, you have antagonized people of that lifestyle. Have you not? Have you not made reference to the fact that they are supposed to be in hell and brickstone and fire and whatever in your Jamaican patois? Have you not? Wasn't it I that told you you need to stop that nonsense because you don't know these people? You're just running up on them, whether it is in a restaurant or on the street, and making commentaries that will one day get your teeth kicked out. Didn't I say I will never fight with you when you put yourself in that situation? You looked for that situation just the same as you looked for this war with God. It was a man from social media who brought enlightenment to the population that one of the reasons you will hear men be so much in opposition and cruel in expression towards that specific lifestyle that you chose in secret is because you are hiding your truth. That rang a bell. Ding dong. I understood. And this is why, although many are using this type of platform of the world connecting and communicating in negative ways, making transactions, sending monies to have people killed with black magic. Ring a bell, Kentish Farragon? It is also a platform that is waking people up to the truths and the hypocrisy of the doctrines that you belong to. Because these same doctrines that are preaching against you and saying that, oh, the readings are demonic and so forth are the same ones who are committing adultery, who are living down low lifestyles, who are stealing, who are doing black magic and concerned that you will uncover the truths. Where? From a reading. Again, I am not here to enforce you to leave your ignorance. That is your free will. But I am here and I will stay. And I will continue to speak the truth. Because unlike your weapons of dark magic, in all shapes, all forms, all realms, all dimensions, past, present, future, I weaponize with truth. My sword is what? The truth. My cannon is what? The truth. Do you see the difference between the light and the dark? Do you see the reason why I do not have to concentrate on you 24/7 as far as how am I going to attack you next? Because I walk in the truth, I am afforded armies of protection. I can close my eyes every night with no tremors, no fears, no heart palpitations. Because I know, number one, I am who I am in the eyes of God and God alone. Even with your accusations, even with your defamations of characters, even with your lies, even with your plots, even with your framing, you have not been able to take me down in coven unity. In my presence, you were made to fall back and receive your ego death. I am not the one you want to continue to persecute. Because the illusion that you're granted from the drugs that you're addicted to, from A to Z and Z to A, will not be able to protect you from the wrath of God. Now you have already made your choice. Confirmation, God. You have already chosen darkness. And the war continues. Not by my effort. Because that is not my post. Life is a school. We are here to learn And this is why I teach. God told me himself, do what you're called to do. Every other earthly need is already met. In abundance. Forever. Copy that. There is no need for me to ask any type of charity, any type of gratitude, any type of understanding. God got it covered. But one thing for sure is that I will do my part in awakening all of you to the secrets that are going on right in your circles. Because you are not even aware of the half of it. You are not even aware how strategic they are. You are not even aware that one coven can contact another coven, can contact another coven, can contact another coven to work together to attack one person. Just one. One they can never take down. Now tell me that's not the power of God. Tell me why their trips to Africa, their trips to Haiti, their trips to Jamaica, to meet the people they deem are the most powerful in the ranks of darkness. Yet you hear my voice. It's time to wake up. It's time to stop getting played. It's time to be for real with those that you claim you support. Support means loyalty. It means commitment. It means putting hands together. It means telling the truth. It means standing up. It means letting go of every person, place, thing that is no longer in alignment with your highest good. Now I'm going to leave because I understand this spiritual warfare is planned out in a way to interfere with what I'm called to do. To interfere with my inspiration, to interfere with my creative abilities, to interfere with hearing valuable foresight, knowledge, and message. And so, although I will continue to stand and speak the truth, I will take my own words of advice to count. Balance is the fruit of the universe. Therefore, I must live a balanced life. I leave you to continue on your path.